Yo, 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 what's up, everyone? Welcome to the first episode of the HyperPod. I'm ZK Turing, and here we have Crypto Cobin and
Hello.
800.hl. Say
Jim.
hi, boys.
Hey, everyone.
Nice, nice. So, yeah, this is the HyperPod. I'm ZK Turing, and just this is the first episode, just a welcome and introduction about us and the podcast. My crypto journey started in 2018 when I got rugged by a fake Forbes email that told me that I could earn passive income on Bitcoin. Turns out it was a scam. And so I thought crypto was a scam. But then when 2020 and COVID happened, I was like, damn, this is the time to get in or never again. So I started buying some Tesla and Bitcoin back then. And the rest is history, I guess. it Yeah, making money was quite addicting, especially when I only had like 1,000 in my name back then. And I got deep into it mainly because I really liked the aspect of the privacy and everyone being anonymous. I like that aspect of it. And yeah, as time went on, I just realized how much I actually like the technology behind it. I wanted to learn more about it, how all the backend stuff works. 5 years later, a quick flash forward, I still don't understand how things work. But here we got Crypto Cobin and 800.hl to help me out with that. That's how I got into crypto. How I got into HL, it's actually quite interesting because I was trading on Binance and Bybit. And then in 2022 or 2023, I don't remember exactly, they banned leverage trading in the Netherlands, which is where I live. And I had to find another option. And I just started trading on Hyperliquid. I didn't even know they had points going. I didn't know anything about them. I just wanted to trade, and that allowed me to be super early on Hyperliquid. And yeah, the airdrop was probably the most profitable thing I've ever had in crypto since I started. And then I wanted to start this podcast with the boys because I feel like there's a lot of there's a lot of misinformation about Hyperliquid, and there's a lot of new projects coming out as the ecosystem is in its young days. So there's a lot to do and a lot to talk about. So here we are. What about you, Kobe?
Yeah, thanks, ZK. Yeah, no, yes, I'm Crypto Cobin. I joined in back in 2021. So I bought the absolute top at 5960K. Put in all my money, the recent money that I got. Bought Doge, made a small profit with Doge, then just instantly got addicted. And that was like my first time dealing with any finance at all. So that was my first dealing with anything finance related. So that includes like shares, stocks, anything like that. Then got rugged by Elon going on SNL. Lost everything, and then spent a couple of months trying to make it all back. And then yeah, so basically I got in at the end of the bull market, experienced the entire bear market, and which was definitely an interesting journey. Since I always like trying new things. Back in 2023, I made a little bit from airdrops. Back in 2023, 2020, beginning of 24, I suppose. And then as time went on, restrictions got quite restrictive, especially Binance stopping perp trading in the UK. And then tried moving to Bybit. Bybit started KYCing, and then I couldn't forego
Couldn't
my
launder the
love.
money.
Yeah,
Couldn't launder the money.
Let's not bring that up now. No, and then yeah, so then I searching for perp dexes. I tried quite a few different ones, and the last one I tried was Hyperliquid, and just the best one I've tried so far. I've been sticking with it ever since. Yeah. So
Are we gonna skip the part that you didn't farm Hyperliquid, but you farmed what's it called
I
on
farmed
Solana?
Drift instead.
Yeah, Drift.
Basically, I was all in Solana ecosystem from like the very, very bottom. So I naturally shifted to Drift. And then even during the Luna blow up and everything, and I saw quite, yeah, I thought it was good at the time. And then I came on to join Hyperliquid after, I think after this, the whole spot points was announced. That's when I joined the Hyperliquid. Didn't really get too many points, so didn't really get much of an airdrop. But I definitely enjoyed the experience and stuck with it. And now I'm trying to make it all back in the Hyper EVM.
Let's go.
What about
There
you?
we go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thanks guys. I'm super excited to be part of the pod. A little bit about me. So I am based at the southern tip of Africa. So yes, I am a South African. And you know how I got into crypto was like quite unique. I think it was actually in 2014 when I was just like 17 years old. Well, actually not. I was like 15 years old and I was playing CS:GO. And I wanted to buy some new skins for my AWP or for my AK. And you know, if you guys know CS:GO, naturally like you need to go into these secondary markets to buy skins, or at least you know the more rare ones. And on this secondary market, the only way to buy the skin was with Bitcoin. And I was like, you know, I was in high school and I was like, what is Bitcoin? Like, this is so dumb. Like, why can't I just like pay with my card? Like, why are you forcing me into this random thing? And that was actually my first touch point with crypto. And then obviously at the time you like don't have any disposable income. So you're at school, so there's not much money to go around. But anyways, fast forward a few years, then in 2016 was when I probably started getting back into it. And then I mostly just wrote research articles for different protocols, different teams, and just published it like as an anonymous sort of writer. And that basically formed the basis of all of my knowledge going forward. And then like basically fast forward to how I got into Hyperliquid. So I was also just like trying new stuff like I do on a daily basis. And then I came across HFun, right? And HFun, as you guys know, was like the main, in my view, one of the like core growth drivers for Hyperliquid.
Yeah.
And sort of like a massive adoption vehicle, right, to bring in new users. And so I've always been like a believer in Telegram bots because I just think it's one of the best UXs to interact with on-chain applications. And so when I found HFun, I was like, okay, well, this is cool. Let me try it out. And I was like there when the first spot token launched, right? And then what started happening was like all of these, you know, like spot tokens were launching, and I just bought it. Like the moment it launched, I just bought it, and I just kept on making money. I was like, what? I was like, no way. Like
infinite money glitch, right?
Yeah, I was like, surely not. And like, even if you are like 30 seconds late, if you just market bought, you still made money. Yeah. And I was like, here we go, boys. I'm retiring this year. Like, thanks for playing. And then I'd like start reading, you know, the chat, and I'd see like this guy, Pasteke, like the Hyperliquid community would know him. He's like known as the biggest yapper. I was like, this guy talks so much, and like I couldn't get over it. I was like, this guy just talks so much. I've never seen this. And you know, then people started like posting their P&L, and I was just like, this is insane. Like, what is this? Like, and why is no one else talking about it? So, you know, at that point, I was like, I'm not even like a big perps trader. I was just trading spot like the whole day. And that resulted, like personally for me, in a big airdrop, and like the vast majority of my points came from just like spot. And I started like evangelizing it and telling all my friends and telling people. And it's funny, right? Like even those people that I told, and I like begged them, I was like, guys, you have to come. Like, there's literally free money. I explained how it works. You just click buy when a token launches, and they still didn't join. And as time went on, Hyperliquid airdrop, it was the biggest airdrop in crypto history. And you look back on that and you're like, wow. It seemed so simple, but at the same time, I think for all of us, it was like right time, right place.
Yeah.
But also like, you had to be able to read sort of the social, I'd say, call it wave that was developing. Because if you were in the H fund community, and you like understood how a narrative builds and like how momentum builds for a project, you would have seen it quite early on. Like, okay, this is different, and like these people are not like, they're not paid to be here. Like, everyone's here because they want to be here. And for me, that it was at that point I was like, well, this thing's going way, way higher. I saw the 800 point per $800 per point thesis from Ade on Twitter,
Yeah.
and I was like, this is so bullish. I'm changing my Twitter name. So I changed my Twitter name to 800, and I became an 8-ton whale. So I accumulated a lot of 8-ton. And here I am. So at the moment, I'm co-founder of Hyperbeat. We have around $26 million in TVL now on the Hyper EVM. And we're just trying to push the Hyperliquid ecosystem forward. We're just working day and night to just like push it forward, make sure it grows, like keep speaking to people, onboard funds, onboard custodians. Like, no one's paying us to do that, but we're doing it because, like, yes, it pumps our own bags indirectly, but at the same time, like, it's good for the broader ecosystem. And here we are.
Nice. Great introduction. Yeah, one thing I would like to add, and it's funny because it was actually one of my first tweets that did the most numbers in engagement. It was that Hyperliquid early on, well, still now, but especially in the early days when it still wasn't really consensus. Is it consensus now? I don't know. But it really feels like Solana in 2021, where everyone was hating it. It was like, oh, Ethereum, we have a Phantom. What else was there back then that was popping off? I don't really remember as of now, but
Avalanche,
all the Near, Solunavax, all of those, and it seemed consensus. And then Solana came out, and it kind of ate everybody's lunch because it was the new kid on the block. They were bullying it. Oh, haha, it's down. It's not decentralized, and all these things. But in the end, everybody was there, not being paid by Solana or anything, but they were actually building on it. And I got the same vibes from the Hyperliquid ecosystem, that it's just a bunch of community members that still didn't get the airdrop. So it's not like we all became loyal fans after the airdrop. It just felt like this new refreshing thing in crypto that was very community oriented and with a new ethos, very similar to Bitcoin. So yeah, it feels really good to be this early in this ecosystem.
And something that I've highlighted on Twitter is the fact that the team has not paid anyone and like is not giving special grants to any team to do anything, like regardless of who you are and like how big maybe your protocol is elsewhere. Yes. And I cannot emphasize it enough. That is completely different to every other chain, and it's like a very clear differentiator. People, like the vast majority of teams, build because they're paid to build, or they build because like there's some other weird incentive.
They pay devs to come to their chain and build, right? So makes it, the fact that they're not doing it makes it extremely like organic, a bit slower, but it makes it very, very much more organic, which is good in the long term.
Yeah, even the team itself, like not teams building on Hyperliquid, but Hyperliquid team itself, that it's all self-funded. And a lot of these teams of new blockchains or whatever they're trying to build, they raise money and then they build. Instead, these guys they build. There was no money involved, and they were already making a whole lot of money from their perps. So we got a bit off track there, but what's next? What were we going to talk about?
So what this podcast is?
All right. So now that we introduced ourselves, what is the HyperPod and why do we want to start it? What you guys can expect from it, and yeah, all these things. Well, what you can expect from it is we want to do three different kind of segments, which are interviews to teams building on Hyperliquid, interviews to community members that have been there from the start, that have experienced all the ups and downs, and we also want to do some easy to follow step by step tutorials to onboard people that may not be in crypto yet. And we want to try to onboard them onto Hyperliquid, whether it's new teams from Web2 or if it's just people that want to trade or want to learn
Oh yeah,
about crypto in general.
retail users as
Yeah,
well.
retail is
Just
the
generally everyone.
Indeed. So those are the three type of segments and of videos that you can expect from this podcast. And of course, we're gonna experiment, see what works, see what doesn't. Some videos will be shorter, some videos will be longer. And yeah, we just want to bring Hyperliquid to the world.
Yeah, I mean we will also be giving our general market thoughts and just where we think things are
Also,
heading and just generic updates, and maybe even talking about a different maybe different things that are going on in the space that might not be Hyperliquid oriented, but just
yes, of course,
yeah.
we're gonna have some like the main focus is the Hyperliquid ecosystem.
Yep.
But if there's some new super interesting project that's coming out, or I don't know if everyone is talking about tariffs, we're gonna just talk about those things. But those will be like small segments, and the main focus is
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, and I think to echo that, like we want to try and keep it as organic as possible. You know, I think a core thing and a core ethos of Hyperliquid is like the ability of everyone or of anyone in the community to actually do something. And if it has value for the community, you know, it will grow and you'll find your place in the community. You know, we want the podcast to echo that same ethos, which is why we want to have this segment where we just speak to community members, because yeah, this is a place I think for everyone to take a piece in and to, you know, share their opinion, voice things that they think are good, maybe things that can be improved in the ecosystem. I think so that collectively we can actually work towards solving those issues.
I agree.
Yep.
And of course, we may be biased towards Hyperliquid because we all have bags, but we'll try to keep also unbiased takes, that if there's something we think it's off, or if there are things that may not be going the way we expect, we will stay level-headed and say those things too.
Yeah, we'll try to give our honest opinion. Right?
Yes, of course. But it is the HyperPod. It is. Yeah, I think that's a pretty good introduction. What do you boys think?
Yeah, let me press record, I suppose. Stop. Why not?